They told us there was nothing there. For 50 years, we were led to believe that the moon was just a dead, silent graveyard of gray dust and shattered rocks. But NASA went there 6 times, took their photos, planted their flags, and then they just stopped. They turned their back on our closest neighbor for half a century. But why? Why would the most powerful space agency on Earth abandon the ultimate high ground? The answer lies in the one place they never dared to land, the far side. For decades, the far side, erroneously called the dark side, has been the ultimate forbidden zone. It's not dark because of a lack of sun. It's dark because it is radio silent. The mass of the moon itself acts as a massive shield, blocking every single signal from Earth. If you land there, you are truly alone. No GPS, no radio, no help. It is the perfect place to hide a secret. In early 2019, the silence was broken. While the rest of the world was looking elsewhere, China's National Space Administration, CNSA, did what NASA deemed too risky. They launched the Chang'e 4 mission. They didn't just want to orbit the moon, they wanted to touch the untouchable soil of the von Karman crater, located inside the massive South Pole-Aitken basin. This isn't just any crater. It's the oldest, deepest, and most mysterious impact site in the solar system. A hole in the moon so deep it might have exposed the lunar mantle itself. When the lander touched down at 0226 UTC on January 3, 2019, the first images sent back through the Queqiao relay satellite sent a chill through the scientific community. The landscape was different. The soil was stickier, the craters were sharper, and the silence was screaming. But it was when the rover Yutu, the Jade Rabbit, rolled down the ramp that the real mystery began. Within its first few lunar days, the rover's sensors picked up something that shouldn't exist. Not on a dead moon, not in a place that has been empty for 4 billion years. China's scientists suddenly went quiet. Data streams were slowed, press releases became vague. Because, on the forbidden side of the moon, the Jade Rabbit didn't just find rocks. It found the first evidence that the moon we think we know is a lie. Welcome to the far side, where the 50-year-old secrets of the Apollo missions are finally being unearthed by a machine that wasn't supposed to find anything at all. As Yutu began its lonely trek across the von Karman crater, the mission controllers in Beijing expected a routine survey. But space has a way of shattering expectations. On Lunar Day 8, the rover's cameras spotted something unusual inside a small, fresh impact crater. The Chinese team described it as gel-like, with an unusual luster. For months, the internet went wild. Was it biological? Was it a fuel leak from a crashed probe? Or was it something else? After a year of intense analysis, the official report claimed it was impact melt breccia, glass-like rock created by the heat of a meteorite strike. But the mystery didn't end there. Independent researchers noted that the spectral signature of this gel was remarkably similar to what Apollo 17 astronauts found back in 1972. They called it orange soil, but China's find was deeper, darker, and located in a place where it shouldn't have formed so recently. But the gel was just a distraction. The real anomaly was hiding thousands of miles beneath the rover's wheels. In late 2024 and throughout 2025, data from the Grail mission and the Chang'e 4 ground-penetrating radar confirmed a discovery that sounds like a plot from a Hollywood thriller. There is a massive, heavy anomaly buried under the South Pole-Aitken basin. How massive? We're talking about 2.18 quintillion kilograms of metal.
To put that in perspective, imagine a piece of metal 5 times the size of the big island of Hawaii, buried 300 kilometers underground. It's so dense that it is literally pulling the moon's crust downward. Scientists call it the mass anomaly. The official theory? It's the remains of an ancient iron-nickel asteroid that hit the moon 4 billion years ago and got stuck in the mantle. But there's a problem with that theory. Usually, after 4 billion years, a heavy metal core would sink to the center of the moon. This mass, it stayed. It's sitting there right under the surface of the far side. Think about that. While we were looking at the stars, China found a mountain of metal buried right beneath our feet. Some theorists looking at the data have proposed a darker possibility. What if this isn't a dead asteroid? What if this metal structure is the reason the far side looks so different? What if it's not an accident of nature, but a foundation? If the moon were a house, China just found something buried in the basement. And as Yutu 2 continued its journey, it was about to see something on the horizon that made everyone forget about the metal. A shape, a structure, something they officially called the Mystery Hut. In late 2021, Yutu 2 was crawling across the stark gray plains of the far side when it captured a frame that nearly broke the internet. On the horizon, about 80 meters away, sat a perfectly geometric cube-shaped object. The Chinese space agency, CNSA, didn't call it a rock. They used a much more provocative term, Shi, the Mystery Hut. For 2 months, the world held its breath. The shape was too sharp, too vertical. It looked like a monolith or a small building standing alone in a sea of craters. Conspiracy theorists claimed it was a beacon. Others said it was the entrance to the metal basement we discussed earlier. The rover moved toward it, agonizingly slow, centimeter by centimeter. And then the reveal came. CNSA released a high-resolution photo showing that the hut was just a strangely shaped rock, which they nicknamed the Jade Rabbit because it supposedly looked like a rabbit eating a carrot. But here's where things get uncomfortable. Many observers noticed that the high-resolution photo didn't quite match the geometry of the original hut spotted from a distance. Was it just a trick of light and shadow, or was the rock a convenient explanation for something the public wasn't ready to see? This wasn't the first time the far side produced visual glitches. Since 2019, independent image processors have been scouring the raw data from the Chang'e missions. They've pointed out blurred-out sections in the panoramic shots and strange reflective objects that don't match the dull volcanic basalt of the moon. One of the most debated images shows what looks like a spire, a thin, needle-like tower casting a long, impossible shadow. When asked about these anomalies, official sources usually point to sensor noise or ejecta patterns. But why does the far side seem to have so much more noise than the side we see from Earth? Critics of the official narrative argue that China isn't just looking for rocks, they are looking for remnants. If the moon was ever used as a base, as some ancient astronaut theories suggest, the far side would be the logical place to build. No Earth-based telescope could ever see the construction. And as Yutu 2 continued to explore, it began to record data that suggested the moon might not be a solid piece of rock after all. It started picking up vibrations that led back to a theory that science tried to bury decades ago. A theory that says the Mystery Hut wasn't sitting on the moon, but on top of a giant hollow shell.
While the world was busy arguing about mystery huts and hollow shells, China was building something far more significant on the far side. In late 2024 and early 2025, the Chang'e 6 and 7 missions began deploying a network of low-frequency radio antennas. Why? Because the far side of the moon is the quietest place in the known universe.
Every second of every day, Earth screams into the cosmos. Radio, television, Wi-Fi, satellite signals, our planet is a chaotic lighthouse of electronic noise. This noise creates a fog that makes it impossible for us to hear faint signals from the deep past of the universe. But on the far side, 3,500 kilometers of solid lunar rock act as a perfect filter. China isn't just looking at rocks, they are listening. The NCLE, Netherlands-China Low-Frequency Explorer, on the Chang'e satellite and the ground antennas have started picking up signals that have never been heard before. Specifically, signals from the cosmic dark ages, the period before the first stars were born. But they've also picked up something they didn't expect: transient lunar phenomena, TLP. For centuries, astronomers have reported seeing strange flashes of light, glowing clouds, and sudden color changes in certain lunar craters like Aristarchus or Plato. Mainstream science usually dismisses these as gas leaks or meteorite impacts, but Yutu-2's radiation sensors, updated with 2025 technology, revealed that the radiation levels on the far side are double what anyone predicted. Where is this extra radiation coming from? It's not just cosmic rays, it's coming from inside the moon. In mid-2025, reports leaked from the CNSA suggested that these radio antennas picked up a series of highly structured pulses coming from the direction of the Earth, but they weren't from Earth, they were reflections. Something on the far side was pinging our planet, like a submarine sonar, and the Chinese antennas caught the echo. This leads to a chilling realization. If you wanted to monitor a developing civilization like ours without being detected, you wouldn't sit in their orbit. You would sit in the radio shadow of their own moon. You would use the far side as a natural shield to watch, listen, and remain invisible. Is the far side a natural laboratory, or is it a cosmic listening post that we've just accidentally stumbled upon? As China prepares for its 2030 manned mission, the race to the far side has become the race for the radio crown. Whoever controls the silence controls the secrets of the galaxy.
So what is the truth? Is the moon a hollow spaceship, a galactic zoo, or a graveyard of ancient machines? The answer, found by China's missions, is perhaps even more incredible because it is grounded in a reality we are only just beginning to understand. The giant impact hypothesis. 4.5 billion years ago, a planet called Theia slammed into the proto-Earth. The debris from this cataclysmic collision eventually coalesced to form the moon. But for decades, there was a missing piece to this puzzle. If they merged, where did the heart of the planet Theia go? The massive 2.18 quintillion kilogram metal anomaly China found under the far side? Scientists now believe that is the shattered core of Theia itself. It didn't melt into the Earth, it got lodged deep inside the moon's mantle like a prehistoric bullet. This explains everything. The mass anomaly isn't a base, it's a piece of a dead world. The hollow ringing, it's caused by the unique dehydrated nature of lunar rock, which allows vibrations to travel for hours without being absorbed. And the voids found by the radar, they are massive lava tubes, natural tunnels formed by ancient volcanic rivers, some large enough to house entire cities. But this scientific explanation isn't a letdown, it's a roadmap. China isn't just exploring the far side to take photos, they are scouting the location for ILRS, the International Lunar Research Station. By 2030, humans will return to the moon, but this time we aren't staying on the bright side, we are going to the dark. We are going there because those lava tubes provide the perfect shield against radiation. We are going there because that mass anomaly of metal is a gold mine of resources for building the first interplanetary shipyard. And we are going there because the radio silence of the far side will allow us to build telescopes that can finally see the very beginning of time. NASA is no longer silent. The Artemis program and China's Chang'e program have sparked a new space race. But this isn't about flags, it's about who will be the first to inhabit the forbidden zone. The far side was a mystery for 50 years because we weren't ready to face it. We saw mystery huts and ghosts because we were looking at the unknown through the lens of fear. But as the Jade Rabbit proved, the moon isn't a wall, it's a doorway. We used to look up at the moon and wonder if we were alone. Now, we look at the moon and realize it's the first step in making sure we are not trapped on Earth forever. The far side is no longer the end of our world, it's the beginning of our future among the stars. The silence is over, and the real journey has just begun.